OK, fingers on buzzers.
Is it Prince Andrew?
Prince Andrew.
He's been in the news.
He's been in the news a little bit, yeah.
He's been knocking about. Because of the controversy, he's retired from public duties. I don't know what he actually did apart from walk around parks with pedos.
Yeah.
The whole way through that interview was extraordinary. He had all the misplaced confidence of a lettings agent on episode 1 of The Apprentice. A bit beforehand, he told his press secretary, I've smashed this. Absolutely gonna smash it.
The crux of the thing is, grown men really love the idea of a much younger woman, and I can't believe that's still a scandal. I think it's wrong, but is it unusual? No. When I was 17, I was banging the 31-year-old prom security guard, and he wasn't even powerful. He could get me just closer to the keg. I think his daughters are just innocent victims, because imagine, I've got an embarrassing dad. You know when your dad, just an embarrassing dad.
Yeah, flip cup dicks out, Dad.
I would be so gutted as well because, like, he was just like, it was very unusual. I was at home with the children, and the one time
Which children?
he drove you to a birthday party was because he needed an alibi.
Yeah.
In his defence, Woking Pizza Express is quality. They've got, like, the oven in the middle. It's great vibe. The toilets are quality.
Watching it, it did look like such a car crash, the whole interview. And I just thought, like, imagine being in that family and your dad has literally turned a car over that year, and that's still not the biggest car crash in your family.
What is it with the royals as well not shaving off that last bit of bum fluff on their head? They never commit, do they, to that tiny... Like, William's got it, innit? It looks like an arse.
Just shave it. Just shave it, I say.
It kind of reminds me of, I've got a naked cat.
What?
Are they all naked?
I think you mean to say shaved pussy.
No, darling. Anyway, he's a Sphinx cat.
You've got a Sphinx cat?
Yeah.
So is it, they're totally hairless cats?
Totally hairless.
I'm obsessed by them.
Really? His
They're
name
amazing.
is Mr. Chow. And once I brought him into a cattery. I picked him up 2 weeks later over Christmas, and he came back with a Prince Andrew, like, peach fuzz all over him. I had to, like, wax him down, shower.
Wax him?
Yeah, it was awful.
So the cat that you had...
The cat was freezing, and basically the animal instinct made him develop peach fuzz. Just like Prince Andrew.
So a bald cat, gruesome hair, clearly doing really well, and then you got it home and went, yeah, better wax it.
I mean, it was a bit of Scotch tape. It wasn't a real wax.
I mean, that's one of the worst assaults on young pussies that we've allegedly discussed this round.
Well, I can tell you, Prince Andrew was not one of the most talked about people of the last year, but the biggest unanswered question of the Epstein scandal is how did paedophiles with dirt on the royal family get so good at killing themselves? Rob's team, what do you think the nation are afraid of?
Like snakes, spiders, all of that sort of thing.
You don't like snakes?
No, hate snakes. I can't watch I'm a Celeb because I just get too scared for them. It's horrible. Have you seen that video of Steve Irwin? When he's like, oh, it won't bite me, it won't bite me. He's very calm, and then out of nowhere...
Yeah, but whatever happened to him?
I don't mind snakes. The creepy crawlies, I really get.
Yeah.
Spiders?
Spider.
People always go like, oh, they're more scared of you than you are of them. I was like, well, get out of my house then.
Could you get the spider then in your house? Like if there was a spider in the bath, could you go get it?
Yeah, depending on size. Anything above 5 foot, I'll leave it in there.
I'm not afraid of insects because I live in the UK. I don't understand this fear of spiders when your spiders have the lowest street cred worldwide of any spider. Other spiders are like, oh, I can paralyze them, I can poison them, I can kill them. What do your spiders do? Piss you off? It's like when you guys complain about snow, the world is laughing.
Marley, what about creepy crawlies generally? Okay,
no, I'm cool with that. I've got bigger issues than a spider. You know, like haters and snitches. That's like on the agenda.
Haters, snitches,
yeah,
spiders.
Yeah.
What about if there was a spider that snitched on you?
Oh no, then you got to stamp it out. Rule number 1. That's just the code, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can get away saying things of that's just the code, and white people just go, yeah, fair enough.
We have centipedes in Canada, and I was alone in my flat in a very rough part of Toronto, and that's back when I was very young, very small, very Britney, hair-colored skin, skin-colored hair. And it was 2 in the morning, and there was a centipede on the wall. I knew I couldn't sleep with it there. So I just went outside in little pink hot pants, and I asked some gang members if they would come inside and kill the centipede. And they were lovely, really nice guys. And they killed the centipede, and then they left. And then they, like, looked out for me, and I was always like, bring them snacks and things.
Sorry, are you talking about something I've seen on Pornhub? Are you scared of creepy crawlies? Because, I mean, you went in the jungle, right?
Yeah, I'm not scared of creepy crawlies. Last year, funnily enough, it was not funny.
Well, don't say it then.
I was doing something and a cockroach ran into my ear roll. No. And it stayed in there for 3 days. It died in there. I went to the hospital.
Was this in the jungle or
In the jungle. We was doing a trial and it ran down the ear.
How big are your ears?
Honestly, they must just open up like that.
The thing is, what you've got in there is a brain. Whereas his goes straight through.
Anyway, the bug went in and the hospital couldn't get it out of the ear for 3 days. And, like, literally, it was like my party trick for a little while. I'd do this, and then you'd smell, and it smelled like death.
No!
Oh, what a party trick!
Can I have some of that?
Rob's team, what else have the nation been talking about?
Oh, is it the return of Winter Love Island?
Have you seen it?
I love it. I prefer the summer one. I don't like wanking with a cold. But, yeah, it's a weird one this year, though. Like, it's called Love Island. It's in Cape Town. It's a big old island, isn't it, Africa? I'm a bit disappointed it weren't proper Winter Love Island. It's just the same, isn't it? So I thought it was going to be, like, you know, like shrivelled dicks, freezing cold, in the Arctic, rock-hard nipples, jizz icicles hanging from the ceiling. Proper winter.
That means you've got to do body shaving in the winter. I do admire... Most of the time it looks like an unsponsored roundabout there. From about October to May.
It's like an unsponsored roundabout down there.
In winter.
Katherine, what do you think?
So I watched the show. I'm a mid-30s lady, and I'm so distracted.
Are we letting that go? Yeah. No, if everyone else is letting it go, I'll let it go. Yeah, mid-30s, yeah. Go on.
You know exactly how old I am. You adopted me. Anyway.
He was a small Thai boy. I've had a lot of work done. So, you watch it, right? You love it.
I am distracted by the lack of skincare and sun protection in the... It's really making it impossible for me to watch. I can see them cooking, I can smell it. And it's really upsetting for me. Like, it's just going to be Melanoma Island.
I was in South Africa once, and I got burnt through a T-shirt. I didn't know that was a thing. I was on the beach, and I got sunburned through a T-shirt. And it's about time someone said it. Gingers get too much flack. Blondies burn the same.
Yeah.
For years and years, gingers have taken it. Oh, blondes go, we're dead. We cannot take it. I burnt through a T-shirt, mate.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I went to Jamaica. I put 50 on my head every day, redhead. Well, where do you go beyond 50?
You can't get a 90.
You can't get a 90.
You can get a 90.
I saw 100 once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Spencer, what's your secret to tanning? What do you put oil on? I mean, you're incredibly...
Bit of oil, yeah.
You put oil on?
Oil with no factor. You got antibiotics because he got blisters all over his lips.
Ages ago.
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
He got blisters on his lips and he told you that was sunburn, did he? I just went into town, love. I got terrible sunburn on my winky as well. I can't believe it.
You're the colour I want my decking to be.
Actually, can I take you to B&Q and get you colour match?
Yeah.
But what's the average working day for the GC? Are you a legend?
Yes,
What do you do?
Well, I wake up at 4. What? I do some meditation.
Boy, come on.
4 in the afternoon?
No, 4 a.m. 4 in the morning. I always wake at 4 because it's the only peace and quiet I get to, like, do my emails.
That's meditation now, is it?
Yeah.
Emails, meditation,
Well, yeah, I wake up, have a cup of tea, meditate, think, right, let's seize the day, do my emails, and then literally...
Back to bed for 5 hours.
No. I'll be picked up about 7 o'clock. I go into my boutique, I sort the stock out, then I'll have some TV work, meetings, I do a podcast.
What's your podcast?
Jimmy! It's the #1 podcast.
For
Gemma
who?
Collins' podcast.
You can get loads of information on there. Gardening, crystals. Gemma's mum pops on with some advice.
Yes. It's the next best thing out there that will change your life.
Yeah, but will it make it better?
Because you have a lot of paparazzi following you.
All the time. I've had to move 3 times. I always give people a fake address now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
How do they get to your house?
Well, just as... That's a good question. Sometimes I get followed. I have been followed. You know...
Sometimes they just follow the Deliveroo driver.
Yeah, me and Stormzy are the only people in the UK to have a Deliveroo Platinum card.
Whoa.
Deliveroo Platinum, tell me
Yeah.
everything about this. Because
So-
it used to be the thing was like the Nando's
Yeah.
black card was the
Yeah.
What's this?
It's only me and Stormzy.
Do you have to eat together?
No. I'd love to eat
What
with
do you get? Is
Stormzy.
it free Deliveroo?
I think it's so like £12,000 a year.
Whoa.
Or it might be 6,000.
Wow. And we're sort of halfway through January, so that's gone now.
Yeah, that went weeks ago.
What's your favourite? What's your go-to on Deliveroo?
I've got to say, I love a bit of Pizza Hut. I'm not going to lie, I do
Old
love
school.
a pizza. Or the brown derby from Wimpy.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best.
The
brown derby. Donut, ice cream on top, loads of chocolate sauce and lashings of nuts.
Lashings of nuts. That's what they do in Saudi Arabia, isn't it?
You're a vegan, yes?
Well... Jimmy, I started off being a vegetarian. I'm more vegan now because I've then become very aware lately
Bullshit,
of how...
sorry.
No, recently I was shown how the cows are treated to get the milk. Hence, I now drink oatmeal every day.
Have you seen what they've done to those oats, though?
And if the real truth was told of how they get milk from cows, trust me, no one would be drinking it.
What's the name of the phone company?
Huawei.
I think it's a Geordie chat-up line, isn't it? Huawei.
I think the real injustice is that it's not pronounced Huawei.
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 Huawei would be great. It'd be like Loughborough's boring, but Luga Baruga. Who doesn't want to go to Luga Baruga?
But they think that they'll spy on us through 5G. But
Yeah.
I don't think I'm very interested to spy on. Well, they're going to look at my phone. It's just me watching Dennis Bergkamp videos and a hardcore dwarf porn. And I know you can't say dwarf anymore, but you try Googling little person porn and not have the police round your house quicker than you can say Snow White Bukkake. I'm telling you.
OK, so 5G.
What's a G?
What's a G? This guy.
I mean...
Oh, that might be the dumbest thing I ever said.
It's fun, because 3G was quality for 8. There was no 1 or 2G. 3G was quality. 4G popped up for a bit. Now it's 5G. I mean, 3G's the OG of G.
Yeah. I mean, what next?
Gina G.
Gina G.
Gina G, yeah.
Really
original.
like Gina G.
Yeah. But she didn't get very good reception either.
Yeah, there was the G spot, we couldn't find it.
It's not that hard.
No, but it's fascinating that people are so suspicious of them. But actually, it's not like you can really turn them down as Britain. Like, if you don't use these guys, then it's likely we'll just have to go back to dial-up. And to that I say, ni hao to our new technological
I suppose if we don't go with them, we've got Alan Sugar and Amstrad.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, we're using the Faxophone 3000.
Yep.
But that's because Trump's supposed to be sorting it out. He's gone, don't worry, Boris, I'll sort it out for you. It's like when you get a job priced up at home and then your mate goes, I can do that half the price, don't worry. And before you know it, you've got your mate round your house, you've paid him in cash up front, he's crying about his divorce, installing a 56k modem. Or you're digging out your VHS porn for an analogue wank.
Ovi, what do you make of this 5G? They reckon the Chinese are going to be able to spy on us. You worried?
Oh, God. Nah, I'm not the person to ask.
Well, you're dressed like a spy. Katherine, are you worried by Huawei?
I don't mind being spied on. You know, you can watch me all day. I'll make little asides to the camera like my very own Fleabag. I wouldn't mind it at all, but I don't understand G, and I don't understand why we can't make our own G. Do you know what I mean? Why do we need American G or Chinese G?
Chinese G sounds like a geezer.
Who's coming tonight? Mike, Phil, Chinese G. Tonight, it's our panellists' job to guess the most memorable things about school. Rob's team, what do you remember about school?
Well, the teachers.
Do you have any great teachers? Was there anyone that stood out?
Not really. All I really remember from school is really wanting pubes. I was 13, is in PE, that was all pubed up. I was like, I've never wanted pubes more.
Oh.
Now I've got them, don't know what to do with them all. You've got pubes yet?
One.
One really long one.
Yeah, last week I ran downstairs. Mum, look, it's happening!
What were your teachers, Paisley?
Some of them were all right, I guess, but a few of them didn't like me. One in particular, because I did used to spend quite a lot of time on the phone. And then this teacher caught me on my phone and I was put in inclusion for the rest of the week. So basically, they lock you up in a room at the top of the English block with, like, a supply teacher or, like a what are they called?
Pedo.
People that help. People that help you. Teaching assistant. Honestly, I had to eat my lunch up there and everything. It was really sad.
I feel sad for teachers now because they're not allowed to discipline anyone. If I was a teacher now, I'd be fired day one. And any type of abuse that happens to your child at the hands of another child, they'll never tell you which child it was because they don't want vigilantism. But I know it was Marianne. And I just start flirting with their dads to break up their family. You want to go straight to the child. You just want to be like, hey, Hannah, are you going to be nice today? How'd you like to spend every other weekend on the M25? You're about to have 2 Christmases, bitch. I don't care.
I used to love it when you see a teacher outside of school.
Oh.
Like, what a thrill. You know, when you see them, like, in the Morrisons in a fleece and they look all bedraggled. They look like, you know, when they pulled Saddam Hussein out of the ground.
They always moan as well, that, oh, there's so much marking. Oh, there's so much marking. How hard can that be? They know the answers. We both went to school in South East London, didn't we, right? And you don't learn anything apart from how to know when a fight's going to happen. They never taught us anything that we'd use. They taught us stuff like Spanish and music. Everyone I went to school was a gas fitter. Not one flamenco guitarist. None of us had to do our tax returns. We all know our own G sharp. Gwyneth Paltrow's fanny candle.
Yes.
Tell me everything you know about this.
She's made a candle that smells the same as her vagina.
Yes.
Thank God it wasn't just me that I thought I was the only one who heard about this.
Gwyneth Paltrow also sells vagina eggs. That it's like resistance training for drug mules. You put like an egg up yourself and then you like go around all day and go to your CEO job or whatever, and then you have really strong pelvic floor.
And a lovely boiled egg when you get home. No, it's an extraordinary story. So, Gwyneth Paltrow's lifestyle brand, Goop, has released a candle called This Smells Like My Vagina.
It sounds like an accident. This smells like my vagina.
But it sounds like... We couldn't get the candle. It's $75, but it's sold out.
It's sold out because Chris Martin bought them all to reminisce. He just lit them all in one room, just remembering.
You could release a candle, couldn't you? Like a knob candle.
Yeah.
That smells of, like, Parmesan and jizz and WD-40.
Just stick a wick in a bit of a gorgonzola. Don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong here. I love a vagina.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, the smell's not my favourite part.
It's all about context, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want to smell a vagina when you're expecting to smell a vagina. It's like toast.
Yes.
If you're making toast and you can smell toast, great.
And if you can't...
If you're not making toast and you can smell toast, you need to call an ambulance.
It's a stroke.
Well, we've had one made up. I don't know if you can read that, but we got the ingredients from their website of what was in it.
What's in it?
It's citrusy bergamot.
Bergamot?
She wishes it smelled like bergamot.
Have a little, have a go on that. Is that what yours?
No, it's not. Let's have a look.
Well, I don't know. I don't smell it myself.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
You're as many as
I'll be the judge of this. Oh, yeah, darling, it's remarkably similar.
It's a very nice candle.
Every single person who sees
No way.
that candle
No way.
is going to want to smell it, aren't they? Because,
No way.
No way. Chris Martin would not have got divorced.
Rob, let me give the other guys a go.
It's a lovely candle.
It is a nice candle.
Very nice.
You know the Goop thing isn't hers either.
It's not her goop.
No. It's a bunch of investors paid her to be the spokesperson for it. It's not her company.
Whose vagina have I just sniffed then? So many questions.
Excuse me, on this side, we think our vagina's smell like this.
That is exactly what my vagina smells.
Bill, go in and find out.
We'll just... So big.
Wow.
So willies don't smell great either. Let's not all like
Made a candle of it.
Exactly, no one's trying to make you smell
I'll tell you why my willy doesn't smell nice, because it's just been in a vagina. What do you think the nation are afraid of?
Ghosts?
I'm afraid of no ghosts. Not compelled to say that. Do you believe in that? Do you have any sort of...
No, I don't. You do, though, didn't you?
I mean, there's bits of it that I believe and there's bits that I don't believe. You know what I mean?
But do you believe in ghosts? That bit?
No, I believe... If there was ghosts, then it'd be overpopulated. There'll be ghosts everywhere.
You know a stopped clock is right twice a day? Such a good point.
It's a good... But there'll be loads
If there
of
were
them.
ghosts, there'd be ghosts everywhere, yeah. All over the shop.
I'll tell you what, right? I've done a ghost documentary years ago, and I stayed at this fella's house. He's an old geezer called Fred. He lived in this place called the Rams Inn.
Yeah.
I had to stay there one night, and he reckons that there's a certain ghost called an incubus.
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 What? Incubus.
You heard of this? It's a ghost that tries to have sex with you.
Yeah.
And then there's a succubus.
Yeah.
Succubus, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's self-explanatory, that one. But yeah, but yeah, no one tried to do nothing to me, so I was pretty...
Insulted.
They weren't interested in me at all.
What you should have done is I creeped in and suck off Fred and really...
Great prank, Rob, great prank.
Oh, we're right, laugh. I just sucked Fred off, he thought it was a ghost. Quality.
Lads.
Yes, the geezers are now. Come here, Fred. Who's running in now, Fred?
Rob and Joe, ghost hunters. Are you scared of death, Jamali?
I nearly died not that long ago. When I was in Bangkok and I got measles and my lungs hemorrhaged. And so I was coughing up blood. My mum never got me vaccinated.
You were not vaccinated?
Bro, this is what happened, because I remember, because they were saying to me, have you been vaccinated? And I was like, I don't know. I rang my mum, and I was like, Mum, did you vaccinate me when I was a kid? And she goes, ah. So we had to... So we're like, wow. There's 4 of us, and only 2 of us were vaccinated. My mum ain't a nice woman, man.
What? 2 of your siblings would disagree.
I'm not afraid of death at all. What? Just thought I'd put it out there.
Why aren't you scared of death?
Because I think the wake situation is quite exciting. When I was 6, I stayed in a bed with my dead granny.
What?
Yeah. So it was a wake, and
It was a wake? Well, she's not dead then.
It's called a wake, and so after the person dies, before they go to the church and get buried, you have a wake.
Yeah, we're not awake, is
Okay, well then why is this such a surprise to you?
Because you were 6 and you slept with her. Sometimes we don't sleep with the corpses. That's the only difference. Did you know, for example, 51% of people say they'll take their next holiday alone? My girlfriend will. She doesn't know yet, but she will. 1 in 6 British grandparents plan to spend all their savings before they die. So, kill them now. And 90% of people are happy in their own company. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Aisling, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
What do I think people have been talking about this week? At a guess, I think it might well be that Donald Trump became the 45th. Was it the 45th? Or
The 45th president.
The final president.
But Kathy, you've met Clinton.
Bill.
You met Bill Clinton. How was Bill?
Well, I was at a dinner. I kind of gate crashed a dinner. It was a 100th anniversary of Labour dinner, and there were lots of business people there, and I thought some of them might be good to interview. So I was on a table with all these business people, and we each had a box of peppermints. And one of the guys said, "I dare you to go and get Bill Clinton to sign your peppermint box." So I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, fine.
That's a bit of a risk of Bill, isn't it?
Well...
The sunny peppermint box.
So I went over, there he was surrounded by men, and obviously seeing me at the back, he reached over, winked at me, pulled me towards him, and signed my peppermints. Oh. Now, I half expected him to say, will you suck it and see?
Channel 4 News, everyone, Channel 4 News.
I'm going to watch more news if that's the kind of stuff you say.
Well, let's have a look and see whether the presidential election is up there. Yes, Donald Trump is the new president. I must say, as apprentice tasks go, Trump's really nailed this one. Hillary's currently sitting in a cafe, crying into a cup of tea, trying to work out who she's going to bring back into the boardroom. Did you know, for example, 17% of adults don't class sexting as cheating? I love sexting. Nothing turns me on more than reading the phrase, who dis? 47% of people think boy racers are the worst type of drivers, and that's a survey of people who have never seen your mum park in a disabled bay and then do one of her funny walks into Sainsbury's. And 80% of people say they always visit cultural attractions when on holiday, although that drops to just 20% when you explain that watching someone shoot ping-pong balls out of their foof is not technically a cultural attraction. Right, let's get started. Aisling.
Yes.
What do you think the nation will be talking about?
Without a doubt, it must be the potential United States of Trump. America is basically about to play the biggest game of would you rather that the world has ever seen. And the question is, as a president, would you rather a woman loses a few emails, wears a lot of pantsuits, or a racist sex pest? And it turns out America really hates pantsuits.
Should we take a look and see if the American election is up there? Yes, the most talked about thing. Yes, it's the US presidential election. Trump or Clinton. It's the political equivalent of being asked, would you prefer to f*** your mum or give your dad a blowing? Rob's team, what do you think the nation will be talking about?
What do I think? What are you going for? What's been happening?
Brexit.
Yes.
Brexit's big again, isn't it? Is
yeah.
it the new Brexit ruling?
The new Brexit ruling. Well, explain.
The thing is, the issue is, it's basically not really should we go or not. It's basically Theresa May looks stupid now because she said she's going to trigger Article 50.
And she can't.
But she can't until all the MPs vote to do it. So that's the new problem, isn't it?
It's so bloody confusing, though. It does feel like Britain has turned into an episode of Game of Thrones. You know, in Game of Thrones, they're always winter's coming, and winter never comes. Like, I feel like every time I watch Channel 4 news, like, Brexit's coming. You know nothing, Jon Snow. We don't know if it's coming.
I used to have a friend at school who used to hold a pea in. And what he used to do is he used to hold the pea in, but he used to hold the end of his foreskin so it'd swell up like a balloon.
The worrying thing is, the people JB went to school with are probably trying to sort out the Brexit. Just going, what, Article 50, watch this first.
You know what, it's a tough job.
How would you know? How would you even know what a job is? 7% of drivers have gone to court over a speeding incident. It happened to me. I tried to explain, yes, I was speeding at one point, but to be fair, hitting those pensioners slowed me right down. 5% of people have worn the same pair of jeans for the last 10 years, and we call those people dads. And 43% of British women don't get enough sleep. Well, ladies, trust me, if you go to bed with me, you will. Right, let's get started. Rob's team, what have the nation been talking about over the last week?
Trump, again.
You think?
I think this is a glimpse into the next 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah, depressingly.
Apparently he's calming down a bit. It's not as bad. I think that's the general vibe. He's stopped the ban on Muslim thing's not going to happen, and the wall's a little bit, you know, it's more fancy. But then you sort of go, oh, right, he's calmed down then. What has he done? Oh, just appointed a white supremacist as his right-hand man. Oh, good, thank God. I thought he was going to do something racist.
I think the whole thing about the fence is going to be really funny, you know, because, you know, it was a wall at some point, and we already have some walls. You know, then it's going to be a fence in some parts, then it's going to be barbed wire at some parts, a dog at other parts, and just like a keep off the grass sign at the very end.
I sort of think, though, like, he's saying he wants to keep Obamacare and still do the wall, but it's going to be expensive. Why doesn't he just build one really long hospital? Just put that on the border.
You know he'd build it on the wrong side, though.
Yeah. Oh, no!
I can't believe I was getting away with saying these things, like... It's just insane, some of the things that he says and what he says he's going to do.
The thing is, he's like in his 70s. Like, my dad's in his 70s. I'd never let him run a country unless... unless my mum was with him all the time. Just come on, Dave. Yeah, just talk to him, stop eating cakes and crack on with the job.
It does feel like every time, when you look at what 2016 has given us, Donald Trump got elected, it feels like the world's at war, the refugee crisis is escalating, Mary Berry's off Bake-Off Fred, they've changed the size of Toblerone's Fred. It feels like 2016, what have you got left for us? We've 1 month left. Will Postman Pat come out as a paedophile?
The things his cat would have seen.
Watching the news at the moment, like, I finally understand watching football, because night after night, I feel like I'm watching like this, going, oh, come on! Get off the news!
Sarah, what do you make of Donald Trump?
Well, I find that the right in America seem to be so contradictory. So on one hand, they're like very pro-life, and so that's very tricky in terms of women's reproductive rights. And then on the other side, they're talking about pro-gun laws and supporting that. And I feel like if we just called maybe fatal shootings very late-term abortions, we could solve it. Like, how can it be that like you are allowed to kill an intruder in your house but not evacuate one from your womb? Like, pick a team. It's one or the other. We were the 10th call he made was to Theresa May, and everyone's questioning that. And if we want his attention, we need a pussy he wants to grab. And I think we should pretend that Kelly Brook is Prime Minister. Not just to entice him, not let him near her. I'll kick his head in if he touches her, but just to like, get him interested.
Yeah. Are you saying that instead of phoning number 10, it should be some sort of chat line first? Just to kind of, hi.
Imagine, though, being Theresa May and being, like, her age and getting to the top of her game, and she's still, ladies, waiting for some jackass to call. Just called 10 other people. And eventually, at the end of the night, around 4 a.m., she gets this text from Donald Trump going, "Bae, you still up?" And she's like, why do I get myself in these situations?
She definitely texted back, who dis? Like, she didn't know. Why was that a snub, though? She was the 10th. Do you know how hard it is to be a 10 in Donald Trump's book? Like, you have to be 50 years younger than she is already.
Well, let's have a look and see if Donald Trump's one of the most talked about things. Of course. Yes, it's Donald Trump, president-elect. Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson said there was a lot to be positive about following Trump's victory. Yeah, especially if you're a big fan of sexual assault and racism. 10% of European babies are conceived on an IKEA bed, so be sure to follow the instructions. Put peg A into slot B and then screw until the nuts tighten. Salad drawers in fridges contain 8,000 bacteria per square centimetre. And for viewers in Scotland, the salad drawer is the bit at the bottom of the fridge where you keep your emergency lager. And 20% of people admit to preparing a meal just to photograph it for social media. It sounds weird, but to be honest, I'm like that with my erections. Right, let's get started.
Oh, too late.
Rob.
Storm Angus.
That's the first one of the year.
Do you know what I would have called it? Winter. Isn't it?
I do like the way they've all got such weird names. Like, the next one is going to be Barbara, apparently, and then there's a Doris. They all sort of sound like menopausal dinner ladies. I do think, like, it must be good for insurance firms, because a lot of, I imagine, quite butch men wouldn't want to phone up their insurance company and be like, oh, you've got to give me a new shed. Barbara's just destroyed it.
And that was Tom Allen's impression of a butch man.
I don't get to meet many of them.
It's Angus, then it's going to be Barbara's the next one, then Connor, Doris, Ewan, Fleur, Gabriel, Holly. I mean, they just...
They're quite posh, aren't they? They're all like middle-class white names. Where's, like, Storm Shaniqua?
talk about fog bows?
Fog bow was incredible, wasn't it?
Because that was like the worst thing to come out of the storm, Angus, wasn't it? Because that was what everyone was saying, oh, wow, look at this amazing fog bow. It is a colourless rainbow. As if the world isn't shit enough.
Well, I think it's Trump's new world, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's gone, there's a rainbow, but I don't like gays.
When is it a storm? When does it go from windy to a storm? Is it when the umbrella goes inside out? How do they measure the wind speed? Do they just sort of drive alongside it in their car? Just wait until it's the fine when they stick their head out?
If they do it by the tongue of a dog, or
We thought we had it bad, but America, obviously much worse. Take a look at this report from San Diego.
We're live here at Fashion Valley Mall. This is a parking lot that is notorious for flooding. You look at all of this water. This car is submerged, and I am knee-deep in water. But we got gut reaction from one driver who had his car stuck in this. We really feel for him this morning.
There was a point in America when they started talking about storms. I think one senator said that they were a punishment from God for gay marriage, I think, or as I like to call it, garage. But I do think it's a bit naive to think that God's punishment would be a load of storms, because then you, of course, have a load of firemen coming after you, and a lot of gay men like them. But I do find in the UK we haven't had that sort of problem. I mean, if there's ever a storm, all you tend to see on the news is always some old woman in a dinghy. And I think maybe that is God's punishment.
The thing that annoys me when there's flooding, it's always the guy in the high street in a canoe, on every bit of news
Always.
footage.
Who has a canoe in their garage? I mean, gay marriage.
Why do they always use? They always use sandbags. I don't.
It stops the water.
Well, it doesn't, does it? Have you seen a beach?
Well, let's have a look and see if Storm Angus is up there. Yes, it's Storm Angus. So those were the nation's most popular talking points. But in other news, Donald Trump has said this week that he's as liberal and tolerant as the next man. Unfortunately, the man he was standing next to was Nigel Farage. Trump has called for Nigel Farage to be Britain's ambassador to America. So we like about Farage, but he doesn't care what people think about him. Prick. Did you know, for example, 26% of new mums worry about their social life changing? So you lose the chance to hang out with the girls, drink Prosecco and have a good old gossip. But on the other hand, you've got sick down your top, your house stinks of baby shit and your boobs ache. So, swings and roundabouts. 10,000 birds die each year crashing in windows. Hey, birds, get with it. Maybe it's time you got a Mac. That is a silly joke. And 17% of women want a partner who likes their cooking better than their mums. I'll admit my girlfriend's cooking is much better than my mum's, but when it comes to blowjobs... Right, let's get started. Best way to put the spark back into a relationship? What do you think, Rob?
Role play? She rolls over and I play with myself.
Alex, what do you think? What's the best way to put the spark back into a relationship?
I think there are two options.
OK.
Alcohol.
Perfect.
Easy. Or a life and death situation.
Sometimes you can combine the two. If you're doing enough Jaeger bombs in one night, oh.
Or if you're having a picnic on a very high cliff. Hold on, back in love.
What do you think, Aisling, if you had to put the spark back into a relationship?
Why bother with sparks? Why not go fire? Set yourself on fire, then he'll notice me!
Craig?
I'd say have an affair. You know, the breakup sex is brilliant. And then coming back to one another is brilliant.
You really are the voice of Strictly.
Have an affair, everyone. Well, they've all taken that advice, haven't they?
See, I would never do Strictly. If I wanted to cheat on my husband, I would just do it and skip all the dance rehearsals.
It's such a convenient excuse, isn't it? Like, oh, I was cursed. I didn't know what I was doing. I walked under a ladder and fell onto his cock. I didn't know what had happened.
Have you had relationships that needed a little bit of a spark, and what did you do?
Absolutely. My boyfriend's so cute, but it's kind of nerdy. He wears a mouth guard every night to bed, and he sweats a lot. So I just imagine he's a boxer. He has little night terrors. I'm like, fight him, baby. So cute.
I tell you what doesn't put a spark back into a relationship, if you've got kids, is when the baby's crying and you go, oh, have you tried giving it some milk?
Don't tell me this.
And she goes, oh, yeah, I'm just sitting here with a baby. I'm not fucking feeding for 3 hours. Oh, yeah, I didn't think to give it milk, did I? I was sitting there looking and crying at me.
Your missus sounds charming. Oi, oi! Rob's home. Did you meet your wife in prison? Sitting here with a baby, not feeding it. Oi!
This little bug's had nothing 3 days.
OK, best way to put a spark back in a relationship. What do you think?
Toys or...
Sex toys. Number 10 is swinging.
Oh, no.
But just going to the park's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Date night.
Date night's number 2. It's more than a date night.
A weekend away.
Yeah,
that's the right answer. Yeah. Yes, the best way to put a spark back into a relationship is a weekend away. I tried to be romantic by taking my girlfriend to a spa, but apparently she wasn't impressed, and it's not even a decent supermarket. Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 15% of people say carbon monoxide detectors are too expensive? Yeah, I love my kids, but not 12 quid's worth. 1 in 3 horses in the UK are lame. So you might think horses are cool, but actually a third of them, pretty lame. And 40% of people in Middlesbrough say they wouldn't buy a property without a front garden, of course, because they need somewhere to keep their fridge. Right, let's get started. Ashling's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Article 50, my head is sore. I think basically the MPs voted in favour of triggering Article 50, but that's just an advisory vote, not legally binding. So was the referendum, that wasn't legally binding. So now it's gone to the Supreme Court, and they're going to debate it out and vote on whether that vote should go ahead or not. And if they don't vote in favour of the vote, then there has to be another vote on that vote. So I'm just really glad after the vote on Brexit, we're way out of the complications of the EU, because everything's so much simpler now.
I think they're answering, basically, the Supreme Court are answering a question that's been huge the last year. Can Brexit get any more boring? And it turns out, yes, it can.
Is it going to be a hard or a soft Brexit, was one of the questions. Also, the red, white and blue Brexit, it's just getting ridiculous. It's like Theresa's had word vomit.
I've got the clip of Theresa May. I mean, good luck. Good luck with this.
People talk about the sort of Brexit that there is going to be. Is it hard, soft? Is it grey, white? Actually, we want a red, white and blue Brexit. That is the right Brexit for the United Kingdom.
Oh, OK. Well, no, fine. We want a Brexit that looks a bit like bunting, huh?
This Supreme Court thing, I can't believe how quick it's been. They're saying they're going to have a decision in 4 days. Like, I faked whiplash in 2010. I've only just got paid.
Chris Kamara, I mean, a whole Brexit thing. Go ahead, I know
I don't know anything about politics. I have to be honest.
I've seen you on Sky. You don't know a lot about football either. I'm not sure. OK, let's see if Brexit's up there. Yes, it's Brexit. The case for Brexit's been presented to the Supreme Court. If it gets through, the next stage is judges' houses. Then if the judges can't decide, Dermot O'Leary takes it to deadlock. Best way to make a good first impression?
Stay flaccid. You live and learn, Jim. And when I meet someone, fully flaccid. I swear by it.
It's a little bit of a compliment if I was to meet someone and they got a straightaway boner. I was like, oh, thank you.
I think we've found the best way to deal with. If anyone ever gets flashed, it's a horrible thing if you get flashed in the park or anything. It's kind of gross. But I think
yeah.
Thank you. Okay, how do you make a good first impression?
I don't know, Jim.
So let's say when you were, your footballing career, when you turn up in Stoke as a player, you arrive at a new club.
I turned up at Stoke on crutches. I just recently had a cartilage operation.
So you turned up on crutches,
limped towards the door, and
signed.
And signed, yeah.
I mean, that's a maverick, isn't it? Signing someone and going, well, he can't walk, but I reckon if we put him near the goal, he'll be all right.
That was the best they saw of me.
OK, best way to make good first impression.
Jimmy, compliment.
Number 8, that's number 8 on our list.
Smiling.
It's exactly right, smiling.
Oh.
Of course he got that. Look at him. He can make a good first impression from 400 yards. Yes, the best way to make a good first impression is smiling. You can't tell much about me from my smile, but what you can tell is my dentist has just bought a speedboat. The UK is the 5th fattest nation in Europe. So who's fatter than us? Well, I believe it's Latvia, Sardinia, Slovenia and the Orkney Islands. A recent study revealed Taiwan is the best country in the world for expats. My auntie is now an expat. He calls himself Chris. Never been happier. Right, let's get started. What do you think people have been talking about sports-wise?
Maybe the Paralympics, Jimmy? Well, there's a Paralympics and then there's the boring Olympics, frankly. That's why they put the Paralympics on second, because you couldn't put the Paralympics on first and then watch the other boring Olympics. Because you'd be like, oh my God, Tom Daly's going to dive. Wait, he's got 2 arms. Boring!
I mean, how hard would it be for you to go for another cycle, another Paralympic cycle?
Well,
I think stick to swimming. Take an interest.
My plan is to go to another Paralympics, and then I'm going to join the Boccia team.
Boccia?
So Boccia is when there's a white ball, and they're normally in teams.
Right.
And they just try and, get the ball to that white ball as close as they can.
The next Paralympics you'll go, and then you'll join another team and try and do another Olympics.
Yeah, probably. That's my aim.
Gabby, you watch the Paralympics, I
Oh,
presume?
yeah. I wasn't out there. I'd been out there for the Olympics, but I wasn't out there for the Paralympics. So I watched it at home and enjoyed it as a viewer, and they just did magnificently. The whole team was incredible, because London was such a success. I don't think anybody thought they could achieve, that and then go some, and double their tally of goals.
I love the Paralympics because it's inspirational.
It's bought your house, isn't it?
Not yet, mate. Wait till Tug Gag. I love it because, we're successful. But it's like once every 4 years I get to go into a room and I'm not like the weirdest looking one in there. It's like
Is it like, sometimes if you saw someone with a prosthetic leg and you was walking, you might wait to hold the door open, where occasionally it might have been, if you're both able-bodied, it's sort of like a 50-50 who's going to open the door. But I don't know, is there sort of different levels at the Paralympics of
There's a hierarchy, the blind ones, no one gives a fuck about.
I saw 2 blind blokes at a train station bump into each other, and one said sorry, and the other went, don't worry about it. I don't know how they worked out who was wrong.
You should see at the village, it's like, especially blind people, you see a visually impaired person, all just holding each other, guiding each other.
Who's at the front?
A visually impaired person.
Are they still there?
The village is brilliant, isn't it? It's like someone's got one of us wet and we've multiplied. Everywhere you look, there's so many disabled people.
I bet the parking spaces are rammed. I thought we would have had a really busy day. Geezer at the train station does the ramp on the train.
Oh, yeah?
You get all the spectators coming, when your train pulls in and he has to get the ramp out.
Like,
what's going on? 2 hours in my shift.
When we went on the plane out there, we were on the plane with some of the Paralympians. And because they have that little aisle wheelchair.
Yeah.
So there's only one to get them through. So they're all dumping their wheelchairs at the start. And the bloke who's in it just looks and goes, oh, you're fucking... It was a queue right back into the terminal.
OK, let's have a look and see if the Paralympics is up there. Yes, it's the Paralympics. Ticket sales for the Paralympics were disappointing, but when I first heard there were a lot of empty chairs in the stadium, I thought there's been a miracle. OK, Catherine, what do you like the look of?
I think I like the face paint.
OK. Well, you've picked the face painting, which means it's time for our face painting challenge. Rob and Josh, Catherine and Tom, put on your smocks. Come and join me in the middle.
Whoa.
Come on. OK. Lovely. OK, so it's a face painting challenge.
No.
The rules of the game are simple. Rob, you'll paint Josh's face. Catherine, you're going to paint Tom's face. The person who does it best wins an extra point for their team. Couldn't be simpler, except Catherine and Rob will both be wearing special goggles, so everything will look upside down.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Catherine, you'll be painting Tom to look like a tiger, and Rob, you'll be painting Josh to look like a clown.
OK.
OK, so those are the goggles. If you
right,
pop
OK,
those
put them on. Oh, this is... Oh, God.
Goggles.
Right.
OK.
Oh, I don't like it.
It's horrible.
I might throw up. I don't know if I can do it.
My cock looks massive in
Okay,
it.
No.
Can we do it?
If I throw up, I throw up.
All right, your time starts now.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Darling.
Go, Catherine.
I mean, I can't even get the fucking
Okay.
brushes.
Okay.
She's your hand.
I want to do well.
White base, Rob. White base for the clown.
I was going to do his nose, actually.
Start with the
you start
nose.
getting involved.
Sure, so
Oh,
just
this-
red.
It's awful.
I can't even get to it. It's fucking mental.
Oh, look at that. Look at the speed he's working with.
Is Rob going fast?
It's not even started.
It's so awful.
I'll do that and you move your face.
It's so awful.
Try a different brush.
Okay.
You know, I was going to say this is my ass.
Right, OK, sorry.
Suddenly it's in my mouth.
Okay,
Right.
wait. Close your eyes a bit.
Oh, I feel sick.
Don't you're very tender of touch.
Well, it's bothering me that I can't be good.
OK.
I don't like hurting people.
It feels very symmetrical thus far.
What are you doing?
Keep your hands still.
I'm so sorry, Josh.
Darling.
Sorry.
Why are you
That's rather
painting his shirt?
I can't. Oh, wait. Quick, because...
What are you? I keep talking
out.
you know where my head.
I feel absolute. I don't know where anything is.
Why are you slurring your words?
Because mate, I don't know what's going on here.
He's on a badge.
Oh, here we go. We're back in the game now.
Divine. And I think you've got perfect symmetry until the spots went on.
There's nothing in that one! Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, Tom, Okay, close your lips, Tom.
Is that all right?
I'm gonna try to put some black on.
What is that on?
My head. They call it. Oh, fuck off.
Sorry. I can't do it.
Where are you, darling?
I can't do it.
I feel like I've wanked off an elephant.
OK, your time's up. You can take off your glasses.
Oh, it's so horrible.
It is horrible.
OK. I think we've got to agree Catherine is the winner of that challenge.
Yeah!
Well, Maisie Joe, go and get your Is There a Rat Under My Hat hats on. Catherine, come with me. Let's play Is There a Rat Under My Hat? Come on in, guys.
Is there a rat under my hat?
Right. Well, just on facial expressions, I think you can tell who's got a rat under their hat.
This might be a double bluff.
Oh, yeah, it could be a double bluff, but it definitely isn't look at her. Catherine, who's got a rat under their hat?
I don't know. I think I need a lot of time to tell.
Joe, I think what Catherine's trying to say is, could you tell us a little bit about your childhood? Where did you go to primary school?
Yeah, so I went to a place called Thornhill, and then I went to Hyper Grove, and then fell into the acting, and yeah, it's just...
Rob, what's your favourite film?
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man,
Yeah.
interesting choice. Catherine, any further questions before we conclude?
It's interesting because I just wanted to tell you guys, Angela was telling me a second ago that if a rat defecates on your head and any of it seeps into your eye, you'll go blind. Yeah. And then
Maisie, do you like dogs? Because we might be getting you one.
Love
Dog. Hurry up. Seriously, hurry up.
So who do you think has a rat under the hat? I mean, either she's the actress of a generation.
Yeah. I don't know if Maisie has a rat under her hat because I think this might be a double bluff situation. Like, I don't really know, Maisie, are you a good actress?
No.
And then Joe Swash, he's had cockroaches in his ears, God knows what else. He's cool as a cucumber, but he's been in the jungle and so's Rob. So
I can't do none of that in the jungle. You just tried to do some jokes.
Yeah, I had a skill.
Not now. We're going to need an answer now.
I really can't tell. Who has
What
the
do you
rat
mean you
hat?
can't tell? There's never been a more obvious question in the history of television. This is like a quiz on This Morning.
I think it's double bluff too.
I think it's double bluff. You see, we don't trust
Okay,
people.
so who do you think's got a rat under that? Quick, you've
I
got to
think
pick.
the rat is in Joe's hat.
Might be in my hat.
Because he's never been more.
I mean, the greatest ever acting skills.
You done so good.
Maisie Adam there. Come on. Unbelievable. Should we test who got the most out of school? Let's have our very own spelling bee. Come on up. It's be fun. Okay.
I've never watched a spelling bee in my life.
Spelling bee, right? You stand there.
Not American.
B-E-E.
Face each other.
Right. Sorry.
Face each other. Okay. Now we've upped the ante a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you answer incorrectly, I will give you an electric shock.
Oh, done.
No, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay.
I do really need a wee.
It's another.
Imagine if I just pissed myself here. And then we'd all be like, no, we won't tell anyone.
Oh, fuck off!
Thank you.
Fucking hell!
Does it really hurt?
It's like a badger going up my arse.
Does it really hurt?
No, it's fine.
It ain't nice. I'm quite nice.
I didn't like that at all.
I thought you'd be into it. Okay. Can we have some tension lighting, please?
Myself.
Okay, Tom, you're up first. Can you spell the word facetious?
F-A-C-E-I-T.
Stop, Jimmy, no.
That is incorrect. The correct spelling of facetious is F-A-C-E-T-I-O-U-S.
There's no way there's a T in there, is there?
Say.
You want to try again?
No.
Okay. Next one. Rob?
Yeah?
Maneuver.
Don't fucking give it out like you know what's going on.
I love the fact, even Rich Osman went, oh. Yeah.
Good luck, Rob.
Maneuver.
M-A-N...
Take it, Rob.
O-U-R-B-E.
Oh! That was like Back to the Future when Biff got angry. Maneuver is M-A-N-O-E-U-V-R-E. You should have just read it off the autocue.
I was going to say it.
Okay, next one. All right, easy one. Spell pterodactyl.
P.
P? Oh, yeah, sorry.
T.
Right.
E-R-O-D-A. T.
Okay.
You were doing really well. It was P-T-E-R-O-D-A-C-T-Y-L. You missed out the C.
Oh, well, I was very worried about getting electrocuted. They're like those things they used to advertise that you put on your tummy and got a six-pack.
Yeah?
I'm going to have an amazing six-pack. Just on my arse.
If you play your cards right later. Rob?
I feel so sad. I've got the posture of a dog at Battersea.
Easy one for you, Rob. Rhythm.
R.
Great start.
H. Y. T-H-M.
Correct! Yes! So Rob's the winner! You've won the spelling bee!
Ow! 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 It's still going on!
Katherine, what do you like the look of?
Ooh, I think I like the carrot.
OK, you've chosen the carrot, which means it's time for a quick bonus round. Gemma, Katherine, join me for Carrot in a Box.
Let's do it.
The rules of Carrot in a Box are simple. You both have a box, but only one of the boxes has a carrot in it. The aim of the game is to end up with a carrot. It's a game of bluff. OK, Katherine, in a moment, I'll ask you to look in your box. If you don't have the carrot, then you have to bluff Gemma into her giving you her box. But ultimately, it's Gemma's choice whether she keeps her box or swaps it with your box.
Okay.
So, Katherine, look in your box.
Yep.
OK, Katherine, you want a carrot. Gemma, you want a carrot. Let's play Carrot in a Box.
I can confirm, Gemma. There is a carrot in my box.
Right, I know a blag when I see one. I used to be a car dealer. There's a carrot in that box.
Yes, there is a carrot in the box.
Yeah, there is. There is a carrot in the box.
You're right.
I know that there's a carrot in that box by the first bit of conversation you did.
I told you there was a carrot in the box, yeah.
Yeah, but I think he was saying that to blag me. I could be wrong, but I do think there's a carrot in that box.
Would you lie to GC?
No, I wouldn't.
But you want the carrot.
Listen, babes, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Literally a carrot in my fanny and the box.
I think there is, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, never been surer.
You've never been surer?
I thought the aim of this game was to tell if there's a carrot in the box.
Yes.
Right.
That is the aim of the
I
game.
think there's a carrot in that box. Can we lift the lid and can I sit back down, honey? Please. Just this game thing excites me out. No? Yeah. I do think there's a carrot in that box.
I'm sorry, and your complaint is you've been standing up for too long. Fucking hell, GC.
Put me out of my misery. Open that box and let me sit back down, please, next to Robert.
To be fair to Gemma, she's got a long journey home. She'd give her cab driver free addresses.
Gemma, it's your decision. Do you want to swap with Katherine's box or do you want to keep your own?
Swap the box, the carrot's mine.
OK, all right. Is there a carrot in that box?
Yeah! Well done, Gemma.
That means the winner of Carrot in the Box is Gemma!
See?
She won a carrot.
It was the psychology. You're
Oh, my
good.
God. Put it up again. It's the same colour, isn't it?
Listen, I'm too clued up.
I'm not. I could learn a lot from you. People lie to me all the time, and I don't know until I'm pregnant.
Right, time for a quick bonus round. As Liam's here, we're going to have a cake decorating challenge. Rob Ashling to the cake decorating station. Now, your task is simple. Use the ingredients in front of you to create a cake that's a self-portrait.
Rob, you can definitely do a self-portrait. The shape and colour's exactly the same already.
OK. Here's what you're aiming for. This is a self-portrait I iced earlier.
Is that not just one of your spare faces, Jimmy?
And to make things more interesting, I will be electrocuting you as you ice the cakes.
Oh,
okay?
shit!
OK, so Liam and I will be judging at the end of this, as fairly as we can. You're up against the clock on this, so start decorating now. OK.
Come on, Rob! That's so anxious.
This is very therapeutic. Oh, my bloody...
It's so horrible.
Lads. I'm...
I'm too far away from emptying my bowels.
I thought that might help.
I'm going to Radcliffe down my leg in a minute.
Oh, Jesus, shit! Jimmy, now, you little whore. Oh, my God!
This is the most Irish I've ever seen.
OK, 10 seconds to go, 10 seconds.
Can I take some of your bits?
We need more marshmallows for Rob's teeth.
OK.
Oh, mine is actually looking brilliant. Ah, you little shit! Oh, my God! Oh!
Let's take a look at your cakes.
So therapeutic.
You all right?
I don't know. I think I'm like, thank Jesus.
I would say, actually, that was maybe the best swearing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So, Rob, take us through your cake. Just turn it round there. OK, perfect. And let's take a look at Aisling's.
This is...
Aisling, can I ask, were you in the Mighty Boosh at some stage? Rob, could you hold that up against Aisling's face so we can see? I mean, it's pretty much identical.
Thank you.
OK, so, Liam, whose is the best?
Liam?
Yeah.
OK, so whose cake is the best?
Aisling?
Yes! Yes!
How's that lost?
Your little face.
Oh, it's all right. It stayed intact. Pigs can run at a speed of 11 miles per hour. Unfortunately for pigs, what can run at 12 miles per hour is David Cameron. Right, let's get started. Tonight, it's the panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most talked about Brits of the last year. Rob.
Jeremy Corbyn. It's got to be up there. He keeps getting re-voted in, doesn't he? I just don't think I'd trust him with a barbecue.
He's always been a little bit kind of, I don't know, he seems a bit nerdy.
Shit.
What is he in charge of?
He's nothing, literally fuck all. No, he's the... What's happened is he's the leader of the opposition party, the Labour Party, and then all the MPs, all the people in the party with him, tried to get rid of him, but the voters went, no, we like him. So they've got a leader that they all hate.
Oh,
it's
a leader you hate?
Yeah. It's ridiculous with this Labour leadership thing, because to vote on it, you've got to pay 25 quid. People don't even vote in the general election, and it's free. Who's going to pay 25 quid to elect the person that's going to lose to the Tories?
Same people that voted for Honey G.
He is nice, though. He came backstage to a gig once. I'm in the same borough as him, and in London.
Did he come to a gig?
He came to a comedy gig, and everyone was able to rip the piss out of him, and he took it on the chin and, like, high-fived everyone.
You've met him, you like him. How would you improve his image?
See, I like that he sticks to his guns. I like, yeah, like maybe a shave and a wash, but then that's a real lefty. You know, you want your left to be kind of a socialist looking with a peak cap. You don't want them to look like the Tories. You want them to look like the opposition.
You want them at some stage to get into government, don't you?
Yeah, but then would that kind of ruin their vibe, you know?
Well, take a look at him back in his younger years. Take a look at this.
It's not a fashion parade, it's not a gentleman's club, it's not a banker's institute. It's a place where the people are represented.
Is that the jumper that your mum made?
Yes, it is.
She didn't make the shirt as well, I suppose.
No, she didn't make the shirt, that came from the co-op. But the jumper she knitted, and it's very comfortable, and it's perfect for this kind of weather, because I'm hopping in and out of buildings all day long, going to meetings and different places, and it's just perfect for the winter weather.
He's got that really
sort of musty look about him, hasn't he?
You look like an expert in a disaster film no one believes until it's too late.
He was right!
You kind of remind me like your version of Bernie Sanders, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, but both of them remind me of like someone that only eats soup. You know, like he's like, where's my soup?
People want him to be this like crazy guy, but he's never going to be like posting pictures on Instagram of him eating salad and having a laugh, like
or a cock shot.
Yeah.
You know he has to have a big hairy mess down there, right?
Maybe that's why he's so musty.
Sam, what do you make of Jeremy Corbyn?
I like it. It's like a dodgy geography teacher look.
This is
I
you
imagine it
saying
wouldn't be a
this.
mess down.
Because I'm just saying the look you're rocking is, you know, a PE teacher.
What says sport about that?
It says 70s sport.
Like, you're talking sex sport? What are you talking about here? Like, sport, not dodgy kind of like...
No dodgy things.
Yeah.
I don't see you in that way.
No, I think I know where you're going with it, and I think I would like to finally just get this out in the open. I would like to see a moustache to pedophile ratio. That's all where we're going. I know that's where we're going. It's definitely where we're going, and I know that you're getting to that eventually. Like he's got a dodgy look, like he's hanging around toilet blocks or something.
Damn, I don't think Jim was alluding you look like a paedophile. I think it's that you look like all the people on Guess Who.
Can you take the hat off again? I don't want to take the hat off again.
Sorry, can I just flick you forward, please?
Oh, my God.
Does it make you a little upset that the top of your head gave up and the front of your face kept going?
You don't have to stand for that. You're a beautiful man.
It's slowly migrating down my back, and it's a look my wife seems to love it. So, yeah.
Should we have a look and see if Jeremy Corbyn's one of the most talked about people of 2016? Yes. Number 3. Yes, it's Jeremy Corbyn. In June, a motion of no confidence against Jeremy Corbyn was passed, but Corbyn wasn't worried. At his age, you get used to unwanted motions being passed all the time. Did you know, for example, 77% of men get down on one knee when they propose? It's a meaningless tradition, but some people still like marriage. 1 in 3 horses in the UK are lame. So you might think horses are cool, but actually a third of them pretty lame. And 17% of adults don't class sexting as cheating. I love sexting. Nothing turns me on more than reading the phrase, who dis? Right, let's get started. What do you think the nation should be talking about?
Yeah, I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here jungle show's back now, isn't it?
No, you used to work out there. You used to do the... What was the show on after?
Yeah, so I used to do the spin-off show, and we talk about us in jungle. But I did that for 3 years. I miss it. So I really miss it. Sometimes I just go to Rainforest Cafe for a sit-down.
Rob, did you know I was there?
Yeah, I was there when you were there.
Respect, what are you saying?
Yeah, what I liked about when you was there, Joey's got... I mean, I'm not going to have a go at your teeth, because I can't really, you know... But when you was on it, when you used to brush your teeth, and I don't know if you still do this, this made me laugh so much. He doesn't move the toothbrush, you just shake your head.
It's so rude. Mate, I still do it.
So how do you brush your teeth?
Like every single day, like that.
Yeah, but Joey, when you brush your head, you just keep the comb still and just move your head.
I'm almost afraid to ask this, but how do you wipe your arse?
Completely normal. Yeah, that is weird.
You know, crocodile vagina's on the menu this time.
Crocodile vagina?
They've got crocodile vagina in again.
Apparently.
With Katie Hopkins going back in.
That is an insult to crocodiles.
Well, what's weird is they always do something... It's always something random, like a camel's toe or a crocodile vagina or something off a kangaroo. I feel like there must be like sort of like some sort of port centre for all these animals.
Yeah, what happens to them after?
This is a crocodile's like, ate my vagina. I lost my toe. And that kangaroo crying in the corner going, Christopher Biggins ate my arsehole.
Not the first person to say that, I shouldn't wonder. Were you a fan of the show?
I saw the one where, what's her name, Gillian, is it Gillian McKeith? Is that how you say her name?
Gillian McKeith.
Yeah, Gillian, you say whatever. And she fainted because she didn't want to do a challenge. I've once done that in an old job. I was really hungover and I went into a biscuit cupboard in the morning and I went to go for a sleep. And my boss came in and found me and I went, oh, I must have fainted. And she went, halfway through a Kit Kat.
What did you think of Scarlett Moffat as well? Because she ultimately won.
I liked the fact that she looked so beautiful afterwards, like she had no makeup on and stuff. And it did remind me, like, the amount of effort we put in, you'll never actually know. You're curling your eyelashes, you're dyeing your skin, you're plumping up your boobs, you're pulling on your Spanx.
Yes, we
You're
are.
getting at the hair, you're doing the hair here. You're downstairs, hacking away, trying to get rid of it so someone can get their head in there. You're doing all this stuff. Then you come downstairs and you go, well, how do I look? And he's like, well, you always look beautiful to me. And you're like, fuck you!
Did you know, for example, 40% of Britons have trouble getting to sleep? Not my girlfriend. She can fall asleep at the drop of a trouser. 20% of British OAPs are unhappy. We don't know about the other 80% because no one's visited in a while. And according to scientists, ironing burns 157 calories an hour. But that can't be true. Otherwise, why is your mum so fat? Right, let's get started. Aisling's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about?
Well, I'd say it's our dear old pal in America, Lord Trump, the evil. He has fired James Comey, who's the head of the FBI, for investigating Trump into what was some probably dodgy dealings with Russia. And so now he's fired him in quite a dramatic way. And I'd say even Kim Jong-un's a bit like, come on, mate, this is a bit bad.
The guy found out on the news. Like, he found out on the news. He's the head of the FBI. Like a spy. Yeah.
He also thought it was a prank. But I actually like the idea that it would have been a prank. And Trump would have just phoned him an hour later going,
I think Trump misses The Apprentice and just wants to fire someone on telly again.
Yeah.
He wrote this really weird letter that said, it's definitely nothing to do with Russia, and thank you for not investigating me. I'm not being investigated, you're fired. Nothing to do with that, have fun.
He's basically doing the political equivalent of like, hey guys, look over there.
So whatever country, it's always Russia, isn't it? That Putin's a right nosy bastard, isn't he? If he was your next-door neighbour, he'd be popping his head over the fence, wouldn't he? If you live next door to Putin, he's like, oh, got a new barbecue, have you? Yeah. You can see it, 'cause you're standing on yours looking at my new one.
What would you think, Jamali?
Do you know, it's just since the controversy came out, and it's like they asked Edward Snowden's opinion, and it's just like they're always asking Edward Snowden's opinion. It's like, okay, we get it, Edward's got an opinion, but it's like they ask him about everything. It's like next thing be like, so what do you think of Kim Kardashian? Like, it doesn't matter.
That said, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I asked what you thought, and you went, I don't care what Edward Snowden thinks.
Yeah!
There's a reason I haven't booked him on the show. I've got you here, I care what you think. What do you think? Stop passing the buck.
I'm sorry, it's just Edward Snowden, because you know, everyone, like...
Stop
No one gives him shit, and he deserves to be given some shit sometimes.
So, Sarah, what do you make of Donald Trump?
Do you know what? I don't like him. They said to him, oh, look, we've read all through Hillary Clinton's emails, and there's nothing there that breaks the law. And he was like, nope, you didn't have time to read them.
No one's reading them all, are they? It's too many, innit? I can't get through mine. I'm having a row with Caroline from Hungry House at the moment. They make up a name on Hungry House. And it always goes, Caroline, hi, a message from Caroline. Hi, Rob, fancy something to eat? You're not real, Caroline. You're an algorithm, Caroline. Stop pretending like we bonded over half a chicken once.
I feel sorry for James Comey, though, because how can he get another job now as a spy, now that he's famous? Which also brings me to, why is James Bond known as a great spy? Hello, I'm Bond, James Bond. Oh, God, I'm not supposed to tell me people.
I think they keep changing his face, though, don't they, with actors?
That's true.
Does help.
That's why.
You in the running for Bond?
No.
You'd make an amazing Bond.
I don't. I look like someone tried to make Daniel Craig and I turned out.
Should we put it in the microwave? Oh, no. What's happened?
Another martini, anyway. I'm dying here.
I'd be an awful spy on the basis that everyone would see me coming. I literally wouldn't be able to hide, would I? I'd walk into somewhere and they go, that bloke was in the market yesterday.
Do you look different? Do you look different without your glasses?
I mean, yeah, this is as disguised as
You
I
really?
can go, yeah.
Will I try on your glasses?
Yes.
Will I make a good spy? Because this is all it takes sometimes. People are like, oh, hey, Aisling, who the hell are you? I want to vomit, you're so blind.
I know.
OK, let's have a look and see if Trump is up there. Yes, it's Donald Trump firing ahead of the FBI. This is the most shocking thing Trump has done since, well, lunchtime. Did you know, for example, 30% of British men avoid changing their hairstyle? I haven't avoided changing my hairstyle, but until Lego make a different one, I'm stuck with this. British shoppers spend almost £55 billion a year on the high street, and that's 55 billion and 5p if they forget to bring their own carrier bag. And the most popular time for people to have sex is 10:24 on a Saturday night. It certainly is for my girlfriend, because that's when I'm on stage. Right, let's get started. Robstein, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Is it the NHS computer virus thing?
The NHS computer virus thing, yeah? Well, tell us all about that story. You sound very well informed.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you. When I first saw it in the news, it said NHS dealing with a virus. I thought, it's a bit of a slow news day, isn't it?
Is it MRSA again?
Just have the flu jab, we won't be in this problem, will we? Yeah, so it got hacked. The NHS got hacked. And they're saying it's probably North Korea or Russia. And, yeah, basically all the computers got, like, blocked up and then...
Blocked up?
I don't know what you call it.
I didn't realise you were technically minded. The computers are blocked up.
They're all blocked up.
I'll leave that 10 minutes if I were you, love. It's all blocked up. OK, Zand, what would hackers find on a doctor's computer?
Most of it would be unbelievably boring, like came back for another prescription, came back because their ankle still hurt. But it wasn't a hack. What they did was they infected it with malware, which meant that it just disabled the computer. So I don't think the hackers got any information. They didn't want the information. The way it works is your screen freezes and says, phone this number, and for 250 quid, we'll unlock your computer.
Do you think they were using Microsoft instead of Apple because that way the doctors would turn up? Because an apple a day. I'm just trying to put a bit of light-heartedness into a terrible situation.
But that's the thing. What I found interesting about all of this tech stuff when it went down was that the doctors were having to WhatsApp their patients.
Yeah. Oh, and you just think how terrifying that would be, like sending someone their results and then not seeing the blue ticks come up, like, oh, is it too late?
I feel like that's all anyone needs. The worst thing to come out of the NHS hacking is that people were added to more WhatsApp groups. No!
I just hate that when someone has seen the message and you know that they've seen the message, but they don't reply. Like, how am I going to sleep now? Why wouldn't you reply?
Because it's 3 in the morning, I'm married, Sarah.
I've got my answer.
Yeah.
I've got my answer.
Kate, what do you think of this NHS hacking?
It's utterly terrifying. It's utterly terrifying because the idea that our records would be out there, not that there's anything particularly bad in mine.
Is there not? Nothing?
I don't think so.
But God knows anyway.
Yeah, but I'm not scared of God.
You're not scared of God? So why do you not just don't go work?
Do you use email a lot for... Do you use it, like, are you allowed email prescriptions and stuff like that?
I don't know. You don't have to email your patients in a hospital bed because they're there in front of you. Just go and see.
If you've got a bed.
That is. I mean, that's the really horrible thing about these NHS. The NHS hacking just shows what a terrible state the NHS funding is in because they're using these very old computer systems. And you hear about nurses going to food banks. You have doctors appearing on panel shows to get by. It's tragic. I'm still living off the proceeds of my best-selling diet book.
What's the name of that diet book, Dr. Zan von Tulleken, and where can we purchase it?
Which camera do I look at?
Oh, any of them, I suppose. That one there.
How to Lose Weight Well. It's also on Channel 4.
To lose weight, wow.
It is called that.
You're a vegan. You couldn't put on weight if you tried. Your diet prohibits it.
Crisps are vegan, as are lots of chips. You can be... My cousin... Can you cut this out? My cousin Jude is so fat and a vegan. Cut that out. That's a secret.
Sorry,
That's a
that's okay.
family secret.
Sarah, I'll do it. Cut that out, Jude. Cut that Watch out. Fat Jude. If you're watching, Fat Jude, sorry. I'm sorry, Jude, you're such a chunky monkey wobble slob. Well, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, of course. It's the NHS hacking. The NHS has been hit by a cyber attack. It's even affected our family. We had to say, sorry, Nan, the nurses can't get on Facebook, so we've had to turn off your life support. Did you know, for example, 50% of people say they feel they're not living life to the full? Come on, how can you say that? You're sitting on your own, watching E4 in your pants, eating a yoghurt. It's pretty full on. Tinder has 10 million active daily users. Oh, yeah, it's got users, all right. You could have called me, Carlos. You could have called. And 64% of teenagers think they have it harder than their parents. Well, I'd like to say to those teenagers, they're wrong. No one has ever had it harder than your mum. Right, let's get started. Ashling's team. Who do you think are the most popular people in Britain?
J.K. Rowling.
She's become incredibly successful, a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
Do you love her?
Oh, I love her. Have you read all the Harry Potter books?
No, I'm 32, but... I've read a lot of her work on Twitter, which I think is genius, because she is... Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
no, the
Ashley.
books
Look,
are
I know a lot
stupid.
of
They're
people-
childish. It's silly.
I mean, she is a woman who basically has become a billionaire by taking children's pocket money. She's a genius in my book.
Did you see recently, speaking of Twitter, she's had this big like Twitter spat with Joanna Trollope, which is actually really hard when someone's called a trollop already to work out what to call them. But, I love the idea of like authors having feuds that like she's driving by Joanna Trollope's house in her Beamer going, "What's up, Joanna Trollope? Bitches running witches!"
Why is she wasting her time arguing with people on Twitter when she's a billionaire? Boy, if I was a billionaire, I'd go in Argos and buy one of everything.
I mean, that's literally everything we need to know about you. Rich, have you read these books? Have you read the Harry Potters?
I haven't. You know what I do? I think, you know, she's made it OK for a whole generation of children to read again, which I genuinely think is a real shame. Because when I was growing up, you were allowed to just watch television. Kids these days have to read. You know, my daughter read all the Harry Potter books. I had to read some of them. It's fine. But I say to my son, "Oh, so when you read this thing, it's good. It's got like wizards and there's like lots of deaths and stuff like that." And he honestly goes, "You know there are video games, right? Why on earth would you be reading a book when there's a video game?"
It's quite a positive message there for
Yeah.
the future of Brendan.
I like it. You can't help the truth. Computer games are better than books, and so are films. Because you don't have to do the thinking, it's there. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what? I think Steven Spielberg's got a better idea of what I want to watch than what I do.
I've got a pretty good idea of what you want to watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you flirting with me?
No,
so, David, you've read the books, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're quite complicated. You know, I will say that about them. It's just generally, I feel I grew up in a more simple time when a wizard had a pointy hat, you know, was a man, a woman that was a wizard was a witch and had a cow, or a cat.
Cow?
Sorry, yeah.
They're quite complicated.
You were
people.
thinking...
They're quite
David...
complicated. David wasn't able to remember all the facts.
I love all the Harry Potter books. The only thing is, like, Hogwarts is not a great school. Every year they have a rather large amount of accidents involving children. At least one of the staff members get murdered. Like, Ofsted should be stepping in. What is going on here? There's a snake in the sewer.
Well, I've not really read Harry Potter. I've not watched the films. It reinforces the fact that boarding schools are weird, isn't it?
I think probably the reason you wouldn't enjoy it is because the kid with hair like yours is the baddie.
He's always the baddie. What I like about the films is, you know, because Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, it was so method, he's actually stayed a child.
Have you seen You? Shall we have a look at... I mean, obviously, J.K. Rowling has legions of fans. This may be her biggest fan.
Hello, I'm Harry Potter himself. You're looking for America's biggest Harry Potter fan. But you're in luck. You found the world's biggest Harry Potter fan. In 2006... Watch it, steady on. In 2006, I went and saw J.K. Rowling in New York City. Where she signed this. And this, which is now one of 4 tattoos on my body. With plans for more.
What fun fact, that is the man that kills J.K. Rowling.
If he ever has sex, he's going to shout out Expelliarmus, isn't he?
I don't think he needs to worry about that. Okay, well, let's have a look and see if J.K. Rowling is up there. Yes, it's J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was once unemployed and living on state benefits, but now she's richer than the Queen, who, ironically, is unemployed and living on state benefits. Did you know, for example, Candy Crush is the most downloaded game on smartphones, and that's because Tinder is not technically a game. Although I am a player. In the past 2 years, 25% of UK adults have bought plus-size clothing. If you don't know what plus-size clothing is, it comes in XL, XXL, and fucking hell. And 25% of Brits employ a cleaner. I once had sex with my cleaner. I bloody love that Henry the Hoover. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist's job to guess the public's top 3 most popular talking points. Rob's team, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
I think it's got to be the older snap election that's been going on for about 3 years.
It's been going on a while, let's sit for this. Oh, it's going to be so quick.
And it keeps changing. I don't know who I'm voting for. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just can't keep up. Rosie, do you know who you're voting for?
Well, between you and me, I'm disabled.
We thought you'd been drinking.
To be fair, Jimmy, I have. But I don't know who I'm voting for. It really depends on the day when I'm in the polling booth. When I
Christian, what do you think is going to happen in this election?
I think it's really exciting. It's become really exciting in the last 2 weeks.
Because 2 weeks ago they said, right, it's going to be a landslide for the Tories. They're going to have a 170-seat majority. Labour are going to be wiped out. And then something in the last 2 weeks has gone. Actually,
well, there's a couple of things. I mean, first of all, Theresa May hasn't been as good as everybody thought she would be, and she's dodged interviews and debates and all that kind of stuff. And Jeremy Corbyn hasn't imploded, which a lot of people thought would happen. And so he's been much better than anybody thought, and she's been worse than people thought.
What I've enjoyed is, like, Theresa May, because, like, she's quite good if you send her out of a script and she delivers a message and does that. But as soon as she's got to answer a question or improvise, she starts panicking. She gets, like, visual tics. Her face starts going... and then she starts panicking and going back to her stock phrase, like, oh, Brexit means Brexit. Oh, God, I'm strong and stable. Oh, malfunction.
I think it's because she's Marge Simpson. Well, dressed up as Marge Simpson, but secretly underneath she's Mr. Burns. It's like, hey, Homer, can I get you a beer? But underneath she's like, oh, the dementia tax. Excellent.
I can't believe how uncomfortable she looks ad-libbing.
Yeah.
She does need to do, I don't know, a circuit, some stand-up, a few months out doing the pubs, the small venues, get her confidence up, you know? Because she's a really impressive woman when she seems to have an autocue. Oh, she seems to be quite an impressive orator. And then take that away
I kind of like the idea that politicians should look like, you know, Theresa May and Jeremy Corbyn. I like the idea that they're not that polished. Otherwise, you put me in charge. I'm bloody good off the cuff.
I feel like there's a lot of lazy stereotypes about Jeremy Corbyn, like, oh, Jeremy Corbyn's made out of hay. Jeremy Corbyn writes his emails by hand. Jeremy Corbyn is secretly the child from the TV show Woof, and at night time he turns back into a shaggy dog.
I do feel a bit sorry for politicians in a way, though, is because, like, whatever you say, they get 100% scrutinised, and these people that go into the thing and ask them questions, and they're so, righteous when they ask them, well, why are you going to do this? What about you do about that? And I'd love to see a politician do a bit of research on them and go, yeah, it's fine, I don't know about... When are you going to clear out your shed? Months you've been saying you do that. Why don't you sort your shed out and come back at me with a question?
Phil, what do you think is going to happen in this election?
I'm really enjoying this election. It's really exciting now because it's unpredictable. It's like Game of Thrones, in that I've not paid to watch it. Theresa May is like Cersei. She's miscalculated the threat that the High Sparrow holds, and the High Sparrow is obviously Jeremy Corbyn. And now... She turns out he's embarrassing her in front of all of King's Landing.
Are you maybe a UKIP fan?
Myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to their rallies. I throw chow mein at them. And you know what? They eat it. They're passionate, but they're hypocrites.
Did you know, for example, 70% of British men say they wear their watch as a status symbol? I know I do, and my status is... tiny cock o'clock. 40% of young adults don't know how to change a nappy. It's easy. You just have to pull the legs through, fold the flaps over, secure them, and at no point look your nana in the eyes. And 12% of British women would prefer their man to be good at DIY rather than sex. I like to combine the two. Drill hole A against the wall until flush. Then screw until nuts tighten. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist's job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Aisling's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about?
I think people might have mentioned the election results, Jim.
So the results have just come in as we're recording this, quite exciting. The exit poll has predicted a hung parliament with no party gaining an overall majority.
Yes!
So, obviously, we're recording this last Thursday. This goes out on Tuesday, so it'll probably be sorted in the next couple of days. But no one's clear this evening on what's going on.
Can I just say that a hung parliament sounds like the least sexy porno I've ever heard?
Can I just say this?
She called an election! She didn't get the majority!
The real story here, I sense, will be Theresa May, because this was a piece of political gameplay.
Yeah.
Theresa May called the election. She thought they're never going to get anywhere close to me. They were predicting a majority of 170 seats for the Conservatives, and, I mean, they've lost seats.
Yeah.
I bet Corbyn's loving it, isn't he? Tonight, just wandering around, just swinging his dick about. What do you reckon he calls it? The comrade? The Red Peril? He calls it El Presidente.
Have you met the Red Peril? Lethal, are you happy with this result? Are you a supporter of Labour? Or?
I am originally a supporter of Labour. I'm not the biggest Jeremy Corbyn fan, I'll be honest. I think he's definitely changed my opinion on this election. He's definitely come out a bit more. But I just find it really hard to take someone who wears baggy suits seriously.
Did you see how many grime artists he was hanging out with?
Yeah, it was cool, but again, I just feel like, is that really genuine, or are you just trying to get the young generation on side?
I don't even know genuine. I don't know a lot about grime.
They can't do worse than Theresa, though, can they? All you've got to do is repeat a couple of sound bites on a loop, wear a necklace that looks like a bike chain, so everyone thinks you're strong and stable. Do you want to see my impression of Theresa May?
Go on.
You ready?
Have you not turned up to a debate? Although, I mean, In fairness to Theresa May, she's not the most charismatic of politicians, so I think if she turned up to the debate, she might have done even worse. Well, the problem with the hung parliament is, of course, it's not over.
It does seem like there is going to be, like, more instability, which means we probably are going to have another election.
No!
Which means that we're just going to do it over and over again. It was Indie Ref, Brexit, now it's going to be Indie Ref and the Temple of Doom, then Indie Ref and the Last Crusade, then Brexit, Brexit Returns, Brexit Forever, Brexit and Robin, and we just go on like that until eventually we're all just dead.
Did you see that they were saying you can take selfies outside of the polling station but not inside of the polling booth? And I was like, God, imagine if there was, like, another type of booth where you could take a photo of yourself.
Is that so you don't show other people's votes? Because they were saying you can say who you voted for, but you can't reveal anyone else's votes. But then this thing came round, they were saying you can bring your dogs to the polling station. And I'm like, that'll definitely give away who you're voting for. Right, Pitbull, UKIP. Whippet, Labour. Some hounds and a couple of horses, Tory. And then the Greens turn up with a fox and it all kicks off.
And of course, Philip May brought Theresa.
Why can't we just vote on an app?
Yeah, but it feels like you've got more say in Britain's Got Talent than you do in the election.
Yeah.
Because you vote on that every week and then they have a little final. I reckon they should have a little runoff, a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we just end up with a dog for Prime Minister.
Not just a dog.
I'm going to ruin that
He's on a seesaw!
There's two of them. Two dogs.
What?
This is like the time I found out that baby horses weren't called ponies.
I don't like horses because... Don't do a teeth joke. Flat palm. I don't like it. When you drive through the New Forest, with all the horses knocking about, and they're on the road. I'm like, you've got the whole of the New Forest. You can't eat tarmac. Fuck off out my way. What's it doing?
Yes, political satire here on 8 out of 10 Cats. OK, let's have a look and see if the general election is up there. Of course it is. Yes, it's the general election. It was a snap general election. He's a prick, she's a prick, snap. Days before the election, Corbyn made an appalling gaffe in a radio interview, but they opened a window and it was fine. Did you know, for example, 22% of British people that have found something unwanted in their food chose not to complain? I found something disgusting in a box of chicken nuggets once. 6 chicken nuggets. 30% of British men would ditch their partner for a friend. I admit, I would. I'd say to my girl, sorry, babe, but you know with me, it's bros before hoes, and tonight, baby girl, it's chess club. I'll be back by 8:30. And pet owners that sleep with their pets are susceptible to a variety of animal diseases. Not me, I always wear a condom. Right, let's get started. Roxy, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
Oh, Glastonbury.
Oh, yeah. Ella, you played Glastonbury.
I've done it twice now.
You've done 2 Glastonburys.
Yeah.
How was it for you?
Amazing. Well, I grew up in Somerset, actually. It's kind of like once you finished GCSEs, you go to Glastonbury. So to play it 4 years later was sick. Whoa.
Wow.
Was good.
She means it was good.
Yeah.
People talk about Glastonbury like they've been to Vietnam. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, did 2007, 2008. You know, it was crazy, crazy times. You just weed in a field and listen to music looking at the back of someone's head.
I used to go to it a lot and thought I was having fun. And then I took my husband, he'd never been when we first met. I said, I want to take you to Glastonbury. It's brilliant. It's really good fun. And then we were watching Coldplay and a bloke pissed up the back of his leg. And he said, I am not having fun.
Kerry, that's better than him going, I like this.
You don't have to go now. That's the great... Now it's televised. You don't have to go, do you? I watched Adele last year. You can mute it when she's talking. You can, like, when she does, all right, love, you have a cup of tea. You just...
Pamela, have you been to any festivals?
I've never seen a concert from the front.
You've never seen a concert from the front? Have
No.
you always been backstage?
Yes.
Oh.
I've never been this way.
That's crazy.
Whatever. No, I haven't.
My problem with Glastonbury is like, oh, it's like freedom and all that hippie shit. But the admin for a ticket is ridiculous.
Oh, my
It's
God.
like, it's easier to get a visa for North Korea than getting to Glastonbury. Insane. Do you know what would make Glastonbury interesting? If they banned girls from wearing denim shorts.
About banning them on shoulders, because I'm, you know, usually standing behind them with the hump. And the poor fella is just trying to get his knob off. He's 7 hours like that. On the off chance. What a festival. Do you have a good time? Yeah.
OK, the worst thing about the festivals is clearly the toilets. But I think some people are using them wrong.
Nee, je zou bijna denken dat je gewoon een biertje eruit kan scheppen. Flinke schuimkraag. Oh. Beetje... I think it is, man. Whoa.
I've got a business idea for festivals, which I've been trying to pitch for years, but no one's interested.
Well, OK.
Please. OK, adult nappies. I mean, I know that sounds a bit weird, but if you called them festival pants, and then, because the problem is, you drink and then you go down the front and you're like, I need a piss, and then you've got to go back and it's a nightmare. Festival pants.
What you could do is, like, put, like, pictures, like, Bono on them.
Kate Moss.
Yeah. Oh, you could have Jay-Z on the front of it, and then you could have written, I got 99 problems, but a shit ain't one.
You and me,
Well, I can tell you that Glastonbury is not one of the most talked about things, but at Glastonbury now, instead of camping, you can go glamping, which is where you fly in by helicopter and stay in a posh tent. Though most regulars agree, glamping is for glunts. Did you know, for example, on average, it takes 12 weeks after starting to exercise to see measurable changes to your body? And that's according to the box my penis pump came in. Another couple of weeks. 20% of mothers return to work earlier than expected. Well, to be fair, babies are annoying. And 75% of Brits have tried to give up sugar. My girlfriend can't give up her sugar. Not when her sugar looks this good, baby. Right, let's get started. OK, fingers on buzzers. Ashling's team.
These are my favourites, which is like a gal's holiday.
Oh, they're like the lads and the girls all going away together?
Yeah, I love that. Just a gal's holiday. It's just really nice because, like, you go out with your gals, then you stay out drinking every night for 7 nights until 7 a.m. Fall in love with a local barman, then you fight with your friends, then you go out and you get some food, and then you get food poisoning, you end up in a foreign hospital where you can't speak the language, and then you almost miss your flight home, and then you come back to the office and like, oh, did you have a good relaxing holiday? And you're like, yeah, it was really relaxing. Like, I love a gal's holiday.
Not entirely selling it to me, but I made up some, you know, lads on tour, girls on tour T-shirts. I think you've... there you go. Give those to you.
No.
Got some for you as well. There you go. Oh. We've gone for last leg over for you. Crack addict and Ryan Gags.
Ryan Gags.
Oh, this is nice. Posh nosh. Is that an instruction?
Natalie. Rob, what have you got? Let's go fucking gentle. Let's go fucking gentle. Come on, stick them on.
Oh,
that's the front, obviously.
I'm a bit worried about messing up my hair.
Where is it?
It's got my anus.
Is it bleach blonde?
No, I went brunette. Jimmy Carr, I said.
So, have you been on any girls' holidays?
I had a couple of girls' holidays. My niece turned 21 and we went to Ibiza. And it all sounds great. Sun, sand, sea. But I think I'm allergic to those 3 things. And when I go away, my legs, it's a thing called elephantitis.
I've
Has anyone
got that.
heard of this? Heard it?
Yeah, I haven't got it in my legs, but...
One nut.
So anyway, I just look shit. I'm sunburnt and I'm hot and I get drunk really quickly.
What's your level? Like, what can you drink before you're like, I'm
Well, it's very interesting. As I get older, I go from being absolutely fine, have one more glass of wine, and then I fall over.
I went to Cos. That was brutal. It's just, I don't think I could go on a lad's holiday anymore. I just sort of like my hair, my eyebrows, my marriage too much.
I did once go to Gay Pride in Berlin, and that did have a lot of lads on it. You could say that was a lads' holiday. In fact, it was entirely lads.
Lads, lads, lads.
Lads, lads, lads. That's what I kept shouting.
So, lads' holidays.
I like the drinks on those sort of holidays, like things like fish bowls. It gets you absolutely off your nuts.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Imagine my surprise. Fish bowls for everyone, please. What has that music done to you people? I believe this is a... I've given you Sex on the Beach here, and this is You've Got Blue Balls.
Lean in.
Yes, please. Is it legit?
Oh, it's legit.
Oh, there's a lot. Getting a bit of brain freeze, hang on.
Yeah, we hit an iceberg.
It's not that nice.
It tastes antifreeze.
Yeah, it tastes very chemical.
I don't think you should drink
I
anything
can't drink
that
it
blue.
with the straws, it's silly.
I mean, you can take the girl out of Albert Square. Sorry, you're really hammering through that.
We thought it was a contest.
We're still going.
I need to drink after the shit I've just said on here.
If you have enough of that, if you really fill up on fluids, then it'll hit the ceiling. How much have you done?
It's all in the fun bits on the bottom of the glass.
Because we're lads, 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 lads.
This is so much better than my other lad's holiday.
Do you remind me of those programmes, you know, those ones that are like, the lads are out in San Antonio, and they always seem to go out and do exactly the same thing. And that one where their mums and dads turn up at the end. It's like, oh my God, I'm so ashamed, I can't believe I brought you up to go and get pissed and then shag all those people. And then you see them together, their parents, and you think, yeah, you did.
Did you know, for example, 43% of women want a partner that surprises them from time to time? You're back early, darling. This is Karen. Surprise! 45% of adults try to unplug from technology at least once a week. My nan unplugged from technology recently. Well, technically, we unplugged her. And the average person will spend 35 days of their life brushing their teeth. But spare a thought for Rob Beckett. His teeth are like the fourth bridge. As soon as he's finished, he has to start again. Right, let's get started. Rob's team.
I think people want to travel. People like travelling.
Yeah.
I don't really like travelling.
Really?
No, I like being in the place. I don't like getting there. I went to Thailand, and it was really strange because basically there's not a lot of blonde fellas in Thailand, and like people coming up to me, laughing, pointing, and rubbing my head. Like, they was all laughing at me because I was different. So it was like, I felt like slightly racist, but I wasn't bothered. I didn't care, but like, I felt like,
sorry.
yeah.
What does that feel like?
It's
Tell
tough.
me more.
It's
Tell me
tough,
more.
Ola.
But people actually used to do that to me, though. Like, I had a bit more hair when I was at school. People used to come up to me and go, testing, testing.
Really?
What? Yeah.
Where did you go to school?
A white school.
A white school?
It was a private school. It was a private, so it was white. Yeah, I went to... Why are you so surprised I went to private?
You said you're from Croydon. I didn't know they had them in Croydon.
Surprise, surprise. There's a part of Croydon where they tuck away all the rich people. And
Sorry, I call bullshit on that. This private school is sounding more like a secure unit.
White people are the absolute worst, and then when the kids go on gap years and they try to help, they'll be like, oh, I'm just going to build a school. That's maybe 20 minutes of digging a hole, and then it's just drinking in the hostel. And they don't want you to be there. They don't want you there with your pale skin and loose morals. That's like if we had hookers from LA come help lend a hand in British schools.
Oh, I definitely would have gone to school.
It does make you realise travelling, though, like the white privilege. So my brother-in-law is British Indian, and we travelled together home for Christmas this year, and I'm really late to airports all of the time, and he was getting really angry with me, and I couldn't understand it, and I was like, come on, madam, like, we'll just run through the airport. And he's like, you don't understand. I'm a brown man who likes to wear mainly black clothes, and my orthopaedic backpack clutches around the front. I cannot run through an airport.
And you're ex-SAS. You've travelled the world, right?
Yeah, I've travelled to all the shitholes, basically.
Because that's the thing, isn't it? They say join the army and see the world. You join the army, you get to go to all the best bits, all the bits that are currently on fire.
I've been to like Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq.
Do you have a real, just like you need adrenaline buzzes all the time?
Yeah, I like to live on the edge. I like to take risks.
He's got no trousers on at the moment.
Kerry, where's the best place you've ever been?
Probably Dubai. That was quite fun.
Yeah, it'd be nice when it's finished.
It was the first time I'd ever been to like an amazing hotel.
And then you looked out the window and saw women with no rights, and you're like...
Yeah. I kind of shut the window on that. Enjoyed the
Ola, where's the coolest place you've been? Where have you travelled?
I really liked going around Southeast Asia. I went to Malaysia. Bad thing is I flew Malaysian Airlines.
We're lucky to have you here today.
Yeah, I know. It's really easy to make fun of an airline for losing 2 planes, but all I'd say on the issue is I've never paid so much attention to that safety video in my life. I asked them to rewind that.
Sorry, you... That was your flew with them after they lost 2 planes?
Yeah.
You love a bargain, don't you?
It was the bumpiest landing I've ever had in my life. He landed the plane like he didn't expect to get that far, but...
First time I went on a plane, right, we went abroad, went to Jersey.
Right, last year, yeah.
No, I was a kid, right, and I was with my granddad, and he said he used to fly planes in the war. That was his job. And then we're on the plane, he's smoking, it's where you could smoke on a plane, he's smoking, got a whiskey, and he's all getting a bit jittery. Hang on, Granddad, why are you nervous? You used to fly a plane in the war, didn't you? And I was fucking lying, weren't I?
All right, well, shall we have a look and see if travelling the world is up there? Yes, it's travelling the world. More and more OAPs are taking gap years. Bad enough not remembering why you went into the living room, but Cambodia, what did I come in here for? I hope you enjoyed those clips. If you want to watch full episodes of 8 out of 10 Cats, then you can on my YouTube channel. Just, search for it on YouTube and you'll find it, because it's there.